Hey guys, it's Reagan Kelly here from the Freedom 15 movement, and if you haven't noticed already, I really like to tell stories. There's also an old saying, you've probably heard it, that success leaves clues. So what better success story to learn from today than that of the Wright Brothers? Of course, back in 1903, as we now know, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, were the first party to successfully engineer and fly the very first aeroplane. But what I want to talk about in particular today is what was it that actually enabled the Wright brothers to win out over all their competition, all the other parties who were at that very same moment in history racing against the clock to, as I said, manufacture and successfully fly the first plane. Now, these other parties, they were mega corporations. They were competitors that could afford to really inject a lot of money into making this dream a reality. So how was it, as I said, that the Wright brothers were still able to come out on top in that race against the clock? Now, as the story goes, the Wright brothers actually had a very tight budget. So their only approach that they could really take in this project was really to make small and cheap tweaks to each and every model. At that very same moment in history, we saw the mega corporations, every time they would need to make a small tweak, instead they would go back into the boardroom. They would bring in all the stakeholders, all the expert panelists they could find on each and every topic related to that aeroplane. They would sit there and they would really take this abstract approach of planning. So, as I said, at that same time, the Wright brothers were really out in the field. They would fly a plane, they would crash it, they would tweak it as quickly as humanly possible and get that plane back in the air. So they were really taking an approach of educated trial and error. So the Wright brothers really taught us, obviously now we know that they were the first party to successfully fly that plane, but they really taught us that it's really the person or the party that takes action the quickest, takes the fastest action, even if that results initially in a perceived failure. That's actually the person or the party that will learn the information the quickest, gather that information, and it's those lessons in that information which will ultimately shape success. So, who were these mega corporations I'm talking about? Well, nobody really knows. As I said, they took this abstract level of planning and they ultimately didn't win that race against the clock. So the Wright brothers really taught us, as I said, that vision without proper execution is merely a form of hallucination. And I really have to remind myself of this from time to time. I'm very much a dreamer and an idealist, and I have thousands of ideas that come into my head every single day that I can't wait to implement. But as I said, vision without that proper execution is merely hallucination. Now, as I said right back in the beginning, the fundamental goal of the Freedom 15 movement is to make 2015 your absolute best year yet in your business. So this year I will be getting down really deep and nitty-gritty into some real strategies and providing you with tools and systems to make that a reality for yourselves. That's going to be through both online and offline strategies to build your business. So bear with me tomorrow. I'm going to talk about some real concrete action steps that you can take to make your dream and your goals for this year a real reality. So if you haven't already, I'm putting new information and new content up on freedom15.info every single day. If you've missed some videos up until now and you want to go back and check those out, head on over to there. They're all on the video reel. Make sure you've subscribed there as well. You'll be one of the first to learn about the new Freedom 15 app, which will be out in the coming days. So thank you very much again, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking, as I said, about concrete action steps to really build your business. So thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and hope you like my storytelling. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.